very good. A whole regiment of KGB Marines. And it looks like a peaceful country road.
Мы должны здесь говорить только по-русски.
Хорошо. I can still remember how.
Andrei Denisovich, it's wonderful to see you.
Good to Petya. Now, I'm told we are not to speak English here.
Yes, absolutely correct. My orders. It makes it easier for our low-level spies to follow the conversation. Все областные советники, командующие зоны космических действий Южной Флориды и советники по 3 международным городам.
And the women?
Подарок от председателя, party girls. Он думает, что вам понравились несколько хорошеньких русских девушек. Компанию.
For information, he gets careless with pillow talk.
We can all be proud. The men in this room have accomplished something unprecedented in the history of the world. But for ourselves and a handful of colleagues, who knows? Nuclear holocaust, internal rebellion. We have bought time, and now we must finish the job. There's continued unrest in the Soviet Union. The relief which we assume would permit our people greater opportunity and affluence seems less than wholly successful. There's an increase in inflation malingering in the workplace. American laborers and technicians sent to the factories have helped somewhat, but they are recalcitrant and retain their essentially anti-socialist attitudes. The bureaucracy is becoming more befuddled. Marginally capable managers suddenly given greater responsibilities. In short, the problems of 10 years ago have not disappeared, but become more complex, more dangerous. Secondly, there's increasing unrest throughout the United States. You are all aware of the Alaskan problem. Alaska was never pacified, and it is costing us 10 divisions plus an unwarranted amount of air power to control it. The terrain is very conducive to resistance, and the people have become fierce fighters. The lights indicate reported resistance. Fortunately, it is totally disorganized and frequently no more than banditry, but we have seen an increase in the number and boldness of the incidents. The Central Committee is demanding that America be neutralized immediately.
Sir, this is a country which has no army. There is no communication between the areas. The people have become self-absorbed and dispirited.
Our leaders in the Kremlin are still afraid of ghosts. American ghosts, which they believe rise up to haunt them. Our timetable needs to be accelerated. We must act before Americans begin to understand they have options. None of us anymore believe Americans will resist to the death, but there are other options. They could simply refuse to cooperate. They could unify in spirit. Now is the time for the next step. We are going to break up the United States of America into separate countries based on the present areas and join them into a new North American community.
How?
That's what you're here for.
The President and Congress determined the necessity for a decentralized government in which separate parts of the country could more effectively deal with their unique problems and issues. Each area is governed by a supervising board made up of the governors of the states comprising the areas. Individual state legislatures continue to make laws for individual states. The American Unity Party supplies advisory groups both to each administrative area as well as an advisory group for the national government. When you return to your homes, you are invited to join in building a new America. No longer will you be victimized by the rich and powerful. No longer a victim of a system which breeds success at the expense of your fellow man. You are invited to join a people no longer about to plunge the world into a nuclear death. When you return to your homes, you are invited to join in building a new America. No longer will you be victimized by the rich and powerful. No longer a victim of a system which breeds success at the expense of your fellow man. You are invited to join a people no longer about to plunge the world into a nuclear death. When you return to your homes, you are invited to join in building a new America. No longer will you be victimized by the rich and powerful. No longer a victim of a system which breeds success at the expense of your fellow man. You are invited to join a people no longer about to plunge the world into a nuclear death.
The committee would like to thank all of you. As we have traveled throughout the central administrative area, it has been gratifying to see so much interest in the return to traditional classical dance, with its grace and discipline after what we had experienced in the last few years before the transition. I'm sure you've seen tapes when undisciplined gyrations of the body were considered self-expression. Thank you again. Mrs. Miller will let you know.
Hi, Amanda. This is Amanda Bradford.
Jacqueline's mother.
You're not going to pick her.
There's a lot more to these competitions than being a good dancer.
She was wonderful. How can you possibly not give her a chance?
We're looking for the dancer who is able to become part of a corps. One of a group expressing the kind of spirit and attitude we'd like to see in our young people.
What we want to see is the best people get what they deserve. Especially when they work damn hard for it.
Sometimes cooperation is more important than talent.
I'll just bet it is.
Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Where you guys going?
Just out for a ride?
Got some gas?
Corn gas. A little for the tractor, a little for me.
Yeah. Honey, can I talk to you a minute?
What for?
I don't like you going out with him.
Oh, really, I couldn't tell. You're so subtle.
He is no source of pride to his folks.
Okay, and that's what's important.
I don't want you out after curfew.
God, Daddy, you just don't understand anything.
Yeah, I don't. What's the matter with her? I mean, why does she do that? I mean, she knows I don't like that kid.
Did you ask her how her day went?
Didn't have a chance. Anything special?
Yeah, applied for the district company.
How'd she do?
She's rejected.
Who beat her out?
The judges.
What?
She was too inventive, too original, too good.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
She didn't fit in. Do you know what one of them said? She said sometimes cooperation is more important than talent. Hell, we know all about that, don't we? About cooperation.
Amanda, that's not fair.
No, what's not fair is Jackie losing her chance. I went by there today. She was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Made me cry. She's our daughter. She deserves a chance.
Everybody feels that way.
Everybody isn't as good as she is.
Okay, let's not get upset, all right?
Look, Peter, you know, I understand why I have to stand in line for tomatoes when you can have practically anything you want delivered to our back door. But this is different. This is your daughter's life. And I don't know if it'll turn out to be anything or not, but she has a right to... At least a right not to be penalized for being good.
You don't think I love her as much as you do?
I don't know. I guess so, maybe. Sometimes I think what you love is this idea about what's fair you carry around in your mind.
None of this is fair, all right?
I believe in my daughter. I believe in you. Maybe sometimes I even believe in myself. That's all I believe in. I guess I have to go back to the tomato line now.
The chairman's gift is not to your liking. It's that actress, that beautiful American actress. Andre, you and your actresses. Does she still want to go to Hollywood and become a star?
I'm afraid so.
Why don't you just arrange it, or are you concerned that the lure and the corruption and glamour of California might win over the power of the Central Area's advisor?
I haven't been to California recently. I am unable to talk about corruption and glamour.
I have, and I can.
Here we are, 10 years after the most brilliant coup in history, and there is still corruption and glamour in California.
The difference is that now it is glamour and corruption working for us.
Another problem.
I didn't think you were dreaming about our American Riviera.
We may have to look beyond our advisory and party committees to find someone that the people really trust. And it occurs to me that if we use the creation of the new positions of Governor General to create the new countries, well, I don't know. I will have to think about it some more.
Whatever you do under readiness watch, be careful. We cannot make a mistake. Be careful.
I should have stayed away a little longer. Who knows what kind of greeting I'd get?
Who knows what kind of greeting you'll get now?
How did you know I was coming back?
My friends in the Resistance. I always check with them to find out where you are.
Did they tell you where I was?
Yeah, some girl. Some Russian girl.
Now you'll see why there is so little to fear from the Resistance.
Silly to miss you so much.
General Semenov sends his best, but he claims he misses you.
You didn't believe him.
In the KGB, we never question our superiors. Do you know a Peter Bradford?
He and Devon grew up together. The Vietnam War together. But I haven't seen him for years.
Yours was one of the few advisory committee votes for him.
Most of the committee votes a safe party line.
But you see something else.
He's an effective administrator. People like him. He's not particularly imaginative or ambitious politically.
Manageable.
He's not a stooge.
Which is more than can be said for the other candidates.
What did you have in mind?
Well, I have approved him to be one of the 5 candidates for the area Governor General.
I don't think he stands a chance. The committee supports the good governor from Missouri.
Well, I shall meet him at the reception in Omaha. And then we shall see.
Okay. So what'd I do now?
They picked up Robert this morning.
Why? Oh, this is approved. His play was passed by the committee.
It was the satire, the one we were going to do on Broad Street.
Well, it wasn't Andre. He likes theater.
Nothing happens without his approval.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Oh, of course, it doesn't affect you.
That's not fair. Kim does outlaw.
For her, it's safe.
You don't know anything about it.
All you have to do to be safe is jump in bed.
How the hell would you know?
This isn't getting us anywhere.
Calling a walkout.
God. All sitting around posturing like good anti-establishment rebels and calling me a whore. What about you? I don't see you out on some farm in the Midwest, shoveling manure or something. So, walk out. There are plenty of directors and hundreds of actors ready to take your place.
We're not a nation of selfish, egocentric people. We're the same people who fled tyranny all over the world to build a dream. that men and women of all races,
I had forgotten how good he was.
Could come together in a rich and fruitful land and build a society based on the principle that the
should
best
have been
of
shot.
all of us is to encourage the best within each of us. What most Americans assume is impossible has happened. It has happened subtly. We didn't lose it on the field of battle. We lost it in our hearts.
What's this?
We lost it with our
An old
loss of
tape.
purpose.
How did you get it?
Vision.
Told your secretary you needed sex.
We lost it with our lack of courage and faith in the democratic system.
He looks familiar.
We lost it when
It's
the
Mariel's
American
husband.
dream of personal freedom somehow became a dream
He's
of
very
material
attractive.
success.
He just got out of
We
prison.
must blame it on our breaking
Guess he's
into a
not so
nation of
attractive
groups,
anymore.
Special
A
interests,
lesson to us all.
corporate interests, minority interests, women against men, old against young. Above all, we must blame it on our failure as individuals to take responsibility for moral choice.
I have to
We are
talk
a
to you.
country damaged by a destructive...
Colonel, we must attend to St. Louis matter.
Give me 5 minutes.
God, he's always so grouchy.
My watchdog.
He's just your aide.
Yes. And what, my darling, are you doing here? I thought you had a rehearsal this afternoon.
Well, I did. It's about Robert Shelter. You know, the man who wrote my play. Someone arrested him today. I realize you don't have time for this,
I
but...
ordered it. The outlaw theaters are getting out of hand. I've been entirely too lax. We are proliferating, and as they ridicule the government, they're getting dangerous.
I'm going to do Robert's satire down on Broad Street.
You do this, it is at your own risk.
I don't believe you.
I can't protect you.
You won't, you mean?
If you like. Just don't do it.
Kimberly, I am not free to do anything I want the way I want. I have superiors to whom I must answer. I'm surrounded by spies and informers, both American and Soviet. There are men in the Kremlin who have always been and still are suspicious of our entire plan of occupation. They would feel much more comfortable if America were crushed by an iron fist. And they may yet do it.
I went through it. Come on.
What do you want?
I wanted to see you.
Look, if the monitor catches us, I could be in big trouble.
What are you so worried about? What difference does it make anyway?
I don't like it when you act like that.
How do you want me to act? Want me to reapply for the Lincoln Brigade? Want me to have been born into another family?
Look, I didn't mean it like that. I'm gonna get in trouble. So are you. I gotta go.
Want to make a run into Omaha?
You know my dad won't let me.
So? Don't tell him.
I don't know, Joss.
Come on. All right, well, I'm going. You do what you want.
Joss. Come on, one of those flips in your face.
What's the big deal?
I don't want to get any demerits.
Maybe if we pretend we're making out?
Come on, this is serious.
Sure it is.
What are you doing here?
I had to ask you something.
Everybody's supposed to be in class.
I know, but this was real important. I'll go right now.
I have to report it. I'm going to the principal.
No!
Listen, you red-card little pimple. Why don't you just keep walking on down that hall? Otherwise, I'm gonna have to tear your head off.
It's okay. I'll go to the principal's office. Just forget it, all right? Justin, you're making it worse.
Do you know that unauthorized meetings are grounds for expulsion? And do you know that you can be arrested, not only for trespassing, but assault?
Okay, Herb. So they're guilty of a capital offense. I say we take them into the quad during lunch hour and we shoot them.
Here to help, Allie.
What we have here is a question of special privilege. Always some smart remark. Let me tell you, the time is past when the Milfords owned the county.
No kidding.
And let me tell you that the Milfords of the world are no longer better than the rest of us. Yeah, I think that the question of the Milfords is the subject for the next advisory committee meeting.
Herb, I think not having to teach shop anymore has really affected your sense of reality.
Please, Allie, we've got...
Yeah, I'll tell you what's reality and what isn't.
Good, thanks.
Herb, why don't
you stay out of this.
I have a responsibility to the
this
school.
is a political matter.
Oh, come on.
I'm declaring this a political matter. I'm going to bring this issue up before the next advisory committee meeting, since it involves the county administrator's daughter and well-known hooligan, malcontent, from a former elitist family. And, yeah, well, we shall see. We'll see a lot of things.
Yeah, you usually do.
Such as how it's possible for people of questionable loyalty and character to continue to teach our young people.
I gotta tell you, kiddo, I mean, your timing is lousy.
It was no big deal.
That's the interesting thing about life today. You never know what's a big deal and what isn't. Gotta figure out how to handle this.
I think you should just fire Mr. Lister. He's so dumb, he's dangerous.
Yeah, right. Well, you're right about one thing. He is dangerous.
It wasn't Jackie's fault, Peter.
Well, I could have guessed that with Justin involved.
Well, maybe he's not the easiest kid, but this was pretty innocent.
He attacked an 8th grader.
You'd have to know the 8th grader.
Yeah, right. This is all really very funny.
Come on, Peter.
I, as you well know, I'm not a big fan of your favorite nephew. I'm particularly not a fan of Jacqueline hanging around with him, which is over.
I came along to give another side of the story, but...
Look, you want to make it look like there's no issue here, that it's all so trivial that it doesn't matter? I don't like Jacqueline getting involved in situations that can work to her disadvantage.
Maybe asking kids to stay out of situations that work to their disadvantage and still grow up.
That reality ended 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know, Justin's a lot like Devin, don't you think? He's got a lot of good stuff in him. It just kind of busts out in funny places sometimes.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. There's more to this than you might think.
Oh, Daddy, Mr. Lister's an idiot.
Yeah. Remember that book on the French Revolution I gave you a couple years ago about all the heads being lopped off by the guillotine until it became a game, good guys, bad guys, it didn't really matter. All that mattered was that the right idiot on the right side pointed the finger at you and your head was next. That's the kind of idiot that Herbert Lister is.
83915.
83915, sir.
Your name is Devin William Milford. You are assigned to the town and environs of Milford, Nebraska. You are Devin Milford. Mr. Milford, you will henceforth reside exclusively within a 25-mile radius of the town of Milford. You will reside at the home of your father, William Bradley Milford, and you will report without fail each week to the county administrator's office. If you fail to abide by the terms of your parole, you will be returned to prison. If you are caught outside your prescribed area, you will be apprehended and are subject to being shot on sight. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Next.
Sir, my children.
There's no notation. Bailiff.
Next, please.
Well, you're a free man. How's it feel?
Where the hell's Justin?
He's out somewhere.
Do you want some?
Sure, they caught some kids across the state line, hijacking gasoline trucks, something like that.
Yeah, they were going to sell it on the black market for drugs. Well, you'd be surprised how fast a trailer full of gas can go.
Yeah.
Most every farm in the Midwest has a storage tank.
Call themselves resistors. Bunch of juvenile delinquents, that's what they are.
Well, boys will be boys. Oh, excuse me. Had an appointment. Save the dishes for me. Don't worry, it's just a school board meeting.
I always thought it was simple. You were born, you worked hard, you built, worked the damn land at least to a standoff. Maybe sometimes better. Took something out, put something back. Expected sometimes 50, 100 years from now, your name's still there. At least in the land and your kids. So somebody could always look around and wonder who that hard-working son of a gun was.
Dad Devon's coming home. He's been released from that camp.
You mean prison?
Whatever. He's being paroled. It's going to be like a lot of the other internal exiles, restricted to a 25-mile radius.
Well, that gives that bastard 24 and a half miles away from here.
He has no choice. We have no choice. What's the matter with you?
If you ask me, it's pretty lousy. One of the few people who ever tried to do anything, and he's treated like a leper.
He's a damn traitor. And anybody living in this house had better not forget it.
You really think you can sell Peter Bradford to the advisory committee?
The wonderful thing about advisory committees is you can always tell them what to advise.
Maybe in the Soviet Union, but not here.
Really?
Absolutely.
How do you explain then the amazing success of our occupation?
Many of us took the opportunity to create an America we believe in. There were millions of people who never participated in the so-called American dream. 10 to 15% of the people were an underclass, perpetually on welfare, recidivist criminals, undereducated.
In Russia, less than 5% of the people enjoy the benefits of society. The clever or lucky ones, the party members, athletes, scientists, all of whom live well in the name of and for the benefit of the other 95%. Now, no one asks the 95% if they're grateful for the sacrifice the 5% are making. Of course, it's all in the name of the ultimate communist man, whom I'm told is still on his way.
You're very cynical to be in the KGB.
You think you want a new society, but what you really want is power.
And the KGB doesn't believe in power?
Survival. Survival is power without dogma. We manipulate in terms of the ultimate success of our goals, not their meaning.
That's disgusting. And pointless.
Yes, I suppose it is.
You're very frustrating. That's a Soviet characteristic, isn't it?
Or Russian, not Soviet.
When you go back to Russia, will I have to go with you?
Would you want to go?
I don't want to have my head shaved or be stoned in the street or anything.
Maybe I won't go. It would be a shame to have you stoned in the street.
These guys make me feel like a fool.
Worse yet, they make you look like the enemy.
I filled in the names already.
Get back in there. It's too cold for you to be out here.
You didn't say goodbye.
30 years? I think you'd be used to my coming. You wouldn't be out here freezing your little tail off unless you had something to say.
He's your brother.
I don't know who he is. I don't know why he did what he did. I don't know what the hell he means to me anymore. Be damned if I do.
After 30 years, I still like him. Goodbyes and hellos.
Younger than springtime, are you? Softer than starlight, are you? Warmer than winds of June, are the gentle lips you gave me. Gayer than laughter, are you? Sweeter than music, are you? Angel and lover, heaven and earth are you to me. And when your youth and joy invade my arms and fill my heart as now they do, then younger than springtime am I, gayer than laughter am I, angel and lover, heaven and earth am I, with you.
On the neck?
Thought you'd never ask.
Bouquets of me. Don't please my folks too much.
Should arrange a meeting.
And my drugs too much. People will say we're in love.
Remember when we first started dating? You used to hold your breath when we'd kiss. I always thought you'd keel over and turn blue.
That's what you were thinking when we kissed?
The first time we made love, I remember thinking, what if he has to hold his breath? That'll be 90 seconds max.
You did not.
Well, the important thing is you did not. Sometimes it seems as though nothing's happened.
usual black market source. Direct from the den of inequity, free international city of San Francisco. A tape of hog calling the way it was in the 1968 Democratic Convention. Hey, here.
Troops on the beaches, maybe it would have been different.
What we did not expect was that without communications, the United States would revert to a collection of separate peoples.
Just got the drop on us.
I don't believe it. It worked because you lost your country before we ever got here.
You sound disappointed that you succeeded.
Why do you wish to help us?
I don't want to help you. I want to help my country.
There is no country.
My people and my family, my community.
Why do you think I should accept that your purposes and ours are compatible?
Because it's better for you to have a productive America. All I have to do is look at the quotas you're still demanding to know that you're still having problems.
What is it? Your young people attacking the symbols of power that they can see. President, governors, public buildings. They resist in ways that make them feel good, not those that actually accomplish anything.
Stupid.
Actually, it's a controlled provocation. Our agents stir them up so that we can let them release their frustrations. At the same time, we keep track of them, give them a scare, arrest some. You do not approve.
There'll be a better way.
For whom? You or us?
I think we have to do something else. Not this phony business you've tried to install with the advisory groups. And the party's indoctrination of kids. Give us an incentive. Give us the incentive to get rid of the occupation, and maybe we can prove we can function and not be a threat.